Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this presentation. Several weeks ago I wrote a two-part article by the name of Being Different and Being Bullied. In the second part of that article I included links to various articles that I've written during the past 4.5 years that have helped me to break free from being bullied and from the effects of being bullied. One of the articles that I'm going to present today through this presentation is called Don't Talk, Don't Trust, and Don't Feel. I believe the information within this article presentation here on YouTube can help anyone who has been bullied or is being bullied. As you watch the video and you have questions, please feel free to ask. All questions are good questions. Look forward to hearing from you. And now I'll read the article to you by putting my glasses back on. And here is the article. Don't talk, don't trust, and don't feel. I wrote this article on May 24, 2007. Hi, friends. I'm glad you decided to stop by and rest. Tonight I want to introduce a series of topics through this post. I believe that the above title sums up a central theme that wreaks havoc in many people's lives. These rules mandated that I adhere without question. In the process, I had to discard parts of me on a regular basis in order to avoid negative repercussions. In the process of maintaining these three rules, my creative uniqueness and energy shriveled and died. These rules kept me isolated and victimized by my circumstances. Although these rules appeared to protect me at the time, in reality they entrapped me in a web of deception. These rules kept me bound because they alienated me from God, from others, and from myself. Unknowingly, I was feeding my own denial as well as the denial of both family and friends. In my experience, I had to break free from these three rules. These three rules are as follows. Don't talk, don't trust, and don't feel. When I began attending 12-step support meetings in August of 1986, I heard these three rules discussed by the people attending the meetings. At first, these three statements sounded like cliches. As I continued to attend meetings and listened, I started to understand how these three rules laid the foundation for many dysfunctional behaviors and beliefs. When I first heard these three rules discussed, I was isolated, afraid of being rejected, and in a frozen emotional state. Through attending meetings and becoming involved in my own process, I was able to grasp how these rules had pillaged my existence. Slowly, I was able to talk, to trust, and to feel. During the course of my own recovery process, I have arrived at some definite conclusions. I am an adult. I am responsible for my happiness and well-being. And blaming does no one any good. I'm the only one who can live my life for me. And if nothing changes, it remains the same. The next paragraph. I did not arrive at these conclusions overnight, but over the years. Like I've heard said, it just takes what it takes. It just took what it took for me to get busy. I have found that the journey to living life on life's term comes through awareness, acceptance, and action. In the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi, there is one line that my mentor, reminds me of at times when I'm frustrated with people. This is the line: it is better to understand than to be understood. As I have worked on the reasons for my restlessness, irritability, and discontent, I've been able to let people off the hook. I've been able to have empathy for the people in my life who do not seem to know any better. Below, I will share my personal experience, strength, and hope on the topic of don't trust, don't talk, and don't feel. Three rules are often used to mask reality. These rules are do not talk, do not trust, and do not feel. These rules give way to a state of helplessness. When helplessness becomes a learned behavior, individuals may unconsciously believe that they are trapped by their circumstances. Instead of seeking to learn and grow from their circumstances, being a victim becomes an alternative to living. Living for them is reduced to a series of events to be endured and hopefully survived. Drama becomes vitality, or replaces vitality. Rather than seeking to be empowered, these individuals consent to the notion that success is measured by survival. Surviving each crisis becomes an unconscious battle cry. Not only does this mindset undermine the creative capacity of that individual, but it also perpetuates a fear of failure and a cynical outlook on life. Circumstances and opportunities are equally revered as a nemesis to be reckoned with on a daily basis. Life itself is reduced to merely clocking in and clocking out each day as a disgruntled employee, hoping that the minutes and hours of the day pass with increasing speed. I spent a large part of my life running as fast as I could to avoid the above discontent. I viewed life as a dress rehearsal to be lived later, but later never seemed to come. Through maintaining the belief that I could do nothing more than survive what was doled out to me, I became a resident reactor. I found myself jumping like a cat on a hot tin roof. Sure, I trusted God with my life, but I saw the actual living part of my life as being on a battlefield. I felt like a soldier who found himself in a foxhole, attempting to protect himself from every angle and direction. This way of life drained and depleted me spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Next paragraph. I reached an emotional bottom when a relationship ended nearly 17 years ago. The disappointment from that breakup changed my life. The emotional pain proved to be a catalyst that motivated me to seek solutions. I began to break the 3 rules: don't talk, don't trust, and don't feel. I started attending support group meetings where I listened to other people's experience, strength, and hope. With time, I began to trust, to talk, and to feel. I shared my pain with them and they listened. I also found myself thawing emotionally as I began to trust the God of my understanding of myself. Slowly, I began to see myself as an empowered individual who no longer needed to be jostled about by events and circumstances. And the epilogue. If you have bought into these 3 rules, I would encourage you to find a safe place to begin processing the reasons why you have been adhering to these 3 rules. My suggestion would be that you begin attending 12-step meetings in your area. Per my experience, my recovery started when I made a commitment to myself to regularly attend meetings and to speak with my sponsor mentor, and to work the steps with my sponsor. My recovery accelerated when I began working with someone who had what I wanted: serenity. Through working with a sponsor who protected my anonymity, I learned how to trust and how to speak my truth. You may want to work with a counselor or with another group, and that is fine. What is most important is that you begin to talk, trust, and feel. As you begin to heal through this process, you will learn to love yourself. As you learn to love and trust yourself, you will learn to trust the process of loving God and yourself. By doing so, a whole new world will open up to you as it's opened up to me. I would also encourage you to read my article, From My Heart. In that article, I speak about the grieving process. I will say so long for now. Thank you again for your time. I look forward to future presentations here on YouTube. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. So long now.